You know, when you get into horses, they say that you always remember your first. And that's certainly true. Let's start with number one. Smoke originally came to me back in 2015, and if you've watched this channel for a long time, you know that I didn't start having my own horses or roping until 2015. The very first horse that I bought was a 15-year-old gray grade horse named Old Gray. Now, there's Mr. Smoke. When buying your first horse, and especially your first team roping horse, buying a green horse or a horse that is not very seasoned is always a bad move in my opinion. And so when I bought this horse right here, he was 15 years old, and actually I think he was much older than that. I think he was probably about 20. This horse absolutely shaped who I am as a horseman. I have done some of the stupidest stuff on the entire planet, not knowing any better, but just being green myself and not ever owning a horse. This horse right here kept me safe through all of that. I mean, I've done some stupid stuff. I've done some stuff that probably should have gotten me killed or really seriously hurt. Smoke was an all-around ranch pony. He had been, from what I can tell, with the same family for a long time and been used in ranching and head and heeling, and he was a good solid practice horse, and that's exactly what I needed. I've been through everything with this horse. We've been through low number jackpots, we've been through high number jackpots, we've been to big ropings, and he's just been super special for me. I owe a lot of what I know as far as a horseman, as far as a roper, to this horse right here. Now, you might be asking yourself, why did I retire this gray horse? And it kind of goes back to when you know, you know. The second reason is that he started to have some inflammation in one of his front knees. And I went and got it checked multiple times. We did lots of tests, lots of x-rays and such. And it was either keep pounding on him and it's probably going to keep flaring up, or just retire him and let him live the rest of his days kind of as either a ranch pony or just let him be retired. And so I made the call about 2018 to just fully retire him. And we've rode him a little bit on the ranch. You've seen me ride him in these videos and in the vlogs, but right now he's just a ranch pony, and that's all he'll ever be from here on out. I feel like I need to move spots in order to look at these horses a little bit more. And this is something I'm gonna start doing more of, just, you know, taking this chair, sitting right down and just watching and admiring these beautiful animals. Hey you guys, real quick before we continue into this really cool video, I have a special announcement. I was just informed that I get to continue my ambassadorship with NRS. Now, for those of you that don't know, you're about to know. National Roper Supply is an incredible company. They've got everything that you need as a horseman, as a horsewoman, as somebody in the Western lifestyle. NRS has everything from Western apparel to trailers to ropes to ranch equipment, everything that you need for your horses, for your cattle. They even have stuff for fish. Now, if you go to nrsworld.com and you use the promo code Barrett10 at checkout, you get 10% off your order. But not only that, you will also be helping to support this channel. And by supporting this channel, we can continue to bring these videos to you. All right, now back to the video. Now, the number 2 horse is Blue Duck. Now, Blue is basically takes Smoke, and he's the complete opposite. So, Smoke was a very seasoned, very even keel, very dull as far as his aids and as far as his cues, and you could do a lot to him and he wouldn't really worry about it. It wouldn't frighten him, it wouldn't stress him out. Fantastic in the box. You could run a bunch of steers on him and he just never really cared. Blue is quite honestly 180 degrees difference from him. I bought Blue back in March of 2017. He was 11 years old at the time, and Blue honestly scared the living crap out of me. From going from Smoke to Blue, like I mentioned, was a 180 degree difference. Blue was very hot. He was very temperamental. He was very worried about everything. He was super sensitive. He was seasoned to a degree, but not really. Like, he kind of had the basic concept, and he knew kind of what we were asking him to do, but he just needed a lot of love and a lot of attention, a lot of reassurance. He had a bunch of box issues. He had a lot of anxiety in the box. I mean, he would just make himself sweat and sweat and sweat being in the box. And so Blue needed a lot of love and attention. Now, what that did for me was boost my roping and my horsemanship in ways that I could have never imagined. Now, Blue had been kind of not passed around town, but a few people in town had owned him. A buddy from ours in town had bought him when he was a 2-year-old or a long yearling, and had brought him down here. They'd broke him. He'd kind of jumped around from house to house to house. And I bought this horse back in 2017, and he has really made me step up my team roping and my horsemanship. It's because he's got all these traits that are so much different from Smoke. That's why I'm so adamant on getting on any horse that I can, that's safe. But I want to get on a bunch of different horses, and I think if you want to improve your horsemanship, you need to get on a bunch of different horses with a bunch of different personalities and different buttons that each of them need pressing and not pressing, and learning and figuring out each horse. So that's what this horse did for me. He taught me that, okay, look, you've been with a very solid horse that is very dull a lot of times, and now you need to step it up to a horse that is a little bit higher caliber. So for that, I am ever grateful for Blue, because if you can ride this horse when he was at that stage, I feel like you can ride just about anything else, within reason, obviously. Well, they're on the move, and I guess I am too. And a lot of this that I'm doing, with the chair, just sitting out here and looking at these horses, is I don't think I ever really take the time to appreciate these horses. I think sometimes I get into a rut of just going to work, coming and feeding them, or taking them to practice, or getting on riding and training or whatever. And I think sometimes you just need to kind of sit out here for a bit and just look at these amazing animals. I mean, I've been absolutely infatuated with horses since I was, knee high to a grasshopper. They're just special. There's something about horses that is just kind of magical and mystical, and they're amazing. They're amazing to look at. They're amazing to watch. I mean, half of the fun of going to a roping is not even necessarily the roping, but it's to look at the horses. Look at the horsepower. Look how they're bred. Look how they're built. Look how their mind is, and how they're working, and like, what's their disposition? What is their conformation? I mean, you can just kind of go on and on and on. And so I need to start taking more time to just sit here and look at these horses and admire them and just be with them. If you're like me, you're a horseman or you're a horsewoman, the roping is fun, whatever discipline you're in is fun, but at the end of the day, it's all about horses, and sometimes we just need to sit back and appreciate that.